Welcome, horror fam, to HHN365, a Halloween Horror Nights podcast. My name is Mike, and as always, I'm with my co-hosts Duff, Jess, and Jonathan. How's it going, guys?
Just waiting
It's so
and
close,
waiting.
though. It's so close.
But this is the time of year where it starts to move the slowest.
I
Like where the
know.
weeks just drag.
But it's our last episode before August, so it's almost the month before HHN.
That is true.
That's true. On today's show, we will be going over news, rumors, talking a little bit about Japan and Singapore, as well as playing HHN Two Truths and a Lie. But before we get to that, as always, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at HHN365 and on TikTok at HHN365pod. We have an amazing Discord. Join us. The link is in the description, and we have an amazing merch shop at HHN365.com. You can always leave us a voicemail at 407-906-4134. Let's hop right into the news, rumors, housekeeping. Let's get to it.
Yeah, let's do it. So what's going to be recurring until the event starts now is construction, which we've been doing in Hollywood for a while. But Orlando construction, newer, and we get to go see it in person. I'm trying to remember since last we talked. I think the big updates have come where like the stage is now in New York and lights are on all the trusses and a lot of more trusses have popped up.
Yeah, a lot of suggestive looking trusses.
A half phallic truss in Central Park.
Yeah, there's some big trusses though. Like not even just the stage. There's some big boy trusses out there in Lake San Fran.
Yes.
So lots of exciting things.
The old BBTs.
Mike.
Big boy trusses. That's what you call them, big boy trusses. You set yourself up for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of trusses, that's for sure. You can see all of that on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We document all of that. Hopefully this week we'll start to see like actual props that have theming as well. This week, next week should be coming soon. Because if you compare it to last year, actually the main work started the same exact week.
Yeah.
Just last year it actually started with the Graveyard Deadly Unrest like props themselves. So hopefully that's coming soon as well. And we'll have a lot more to talk about. For now, it's a lot of trusses and stage.
Yeah. Stage and what looks like, I'm assuming it's going to be like a spotlight operator or something kind of a thing. There's like another opposite the stage, like a platform with lighting on it. So we'll see. But should we talk about the swap on the map and based on rumors and all that now?
Yeah, definitely.
We absolutely should.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll jump into it. Basically, on the Horror Night Nightmares Discord server, Mark from Horror Night Nightmares, who makes the maps, we talk about the spec maps. Currently, on the map, it says that Vamp 69, the rumored Vamp 69 zone is located in Hollywood, and that the rumored Zodiac zone is located in New York. He basically said on the server to swap that. So, I mean, that makes a little bit more sense considering there is a huge stage in New York currently that looks like it would be for Woodstock and not anything regarding Zodiacs.
Yeah. It lines up a lot better with what we're seeing getting built for sure.
Yeah, and Zodiac to me just I can't describe it anymore as it makes sense as a Hollywood zone.
Yes, definitely.
Not a New York zone.
Yeah. It's weird saying that just based off their names, but they totally give vibes of where we now think they are.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Hollywood gets the Pablo zones much more often, where you get the little mini stages, and you're like Seven. I remember,
I remember Seven.
That's what I compared the Zodiac thing to last episode last year.
Yeah.
It's giving that. Same with like almost like, this is a bad comparison, but Face Off, but how Face Off had those different stages.
Yeah, no, same definitely. Thing. You're right.
Yeah,
just
the little
like
Pablo
big
stages.
Concept, like character concepts, makeup concepts. That's what it's giving to me. So yeah.
Yeah, works way better in Hollywood.
But that is not the only thing we're learning about a potential Hollywood to New York swap. As we've been talking about since the Jurassic Park tribute store has opened, there was just a tiny little teaser at the very end that said 09/01/23, the opening date of this year's Horror Nights. And we said, you know what? That's probably going to be where they start teasing, like they did last year in the tribute store. And that has now come to fruition just as of recording today. We finally got a little bit more on that. They didn't pull up too much, but it kind of teased the tribute store moving to New York as that little piece of paper has now been unfolded as kind of like an order form for McPherson's Collectibles. Which sounds like McPherson, kind of an Easter egg for Charlie McPherson from the original Dead Exposure. It's for a cards and comics store that actually shares the same exact address that you have at the New York Tribute Store location. So that's hint one to it going to New York. It also has a Tim Foyle reference, most likely, as it's for Tim F. And it's, what was the wording there? It does say back issue tribute to terror on this order form as well. And then there's a little magazine, or I guess it's more like a comic, not a magazine.
Yeah.
That says the tribute to terror with Halloween Horror Nights above that. Number 32, October.
I mean, I love the thought of the tribute store ending back into New York. It's the Hollywood has some amazing tribute stores in that area, but they're just too small. Small.
I completely agree. I think we've talked about it before on this show, but I think regardless of how well they could theme it in the Hollywood, which they've proven they can, in Jurassic Park, it's still one of the best themed tribute stores we've had. But the size of it and the way the line goes, it would be almost impossible to have a HHN store there just because of the massive lines that would extend outside of the building. Because even now with the Jurassic Park, it extends all the way to the first room, and the crowd flow is very, very bad. And I could not imagine how much worse it would be once you have it, not just Jurassic Park during the summer, but like HHN and HHN merch, and it would just be insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's too small of a space. They need to go back to New York. And I think it makes sense to do the summer and even the holiday one, I guess, over there, because they're not going to get as much traffic as an HHN one that's only there for the 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And they also announced that the Jurassic Park Tribute Store is going to stay open until the end of August. Today.
Oh, so that they can allow them to start working on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It doesn't have to close in the next 2 weeks to start working on it earlier.
It doesn't have to close ever. It can just stay open.
I don't know. Could you want to have a dead dinosaur out in the potential Zodiac zone?
Yeah, kind of.
Just put a tarp over it.
Just because you want a dead dinosaur out in the park all the time.
I wonder.
Put a tarp over it.
I wonder if one of the reasons they did this was not just because, logical sense, but also they're like, this Jurassic Park store is making money. Oh my God, it continues to make money. If we leave it open longer, it will make more money.
Yeah, it's definitely doing well financially, I'm sure. But also, it feels like a weird time when you don't have to end it like before summer is over. Why not extend it at that point, regardless?
Yeah.
Unless you're losing money, then obviously, close it. Which I'm assuming they're not if they extended it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure they're very happy with its financial gain.
Yeah, can I just make it might be a bold statement, it might be a negative statement, I don't know. My only fear was after the last 2 tribute stores we've had in Hollywood is that the first room still looks like the pass holder lounge to me. It does. Even the Jurassic Park store is great, even though I haven't seen the movie, whatever. It's great. The first room is amazing. The detail just in that little corner office space is awesome compared to the photo. But I don't know how they could transform it to make it not look like the old pass holder lounge for an HHN store.
They haven't
I don't
done
think
it
they
yet.
can.
Right. So I'm very happy we're going back to New York, so I don't have to worry about that. My only thing is, and I know that this doesn't have to be every year, it's just something we've grown kind of like accustomed to, is what is the facade going to look like where it's not going to look completely opposite to the potential Vamp 69 aesthetic?
Some like wood stocky type shop entrance. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's, I guess,
Yeah.
but then what you're gonna have, then you have the IPs in there that are like obviously it's not gonna
Yeah,
be a
I
Stranger
think-
Things facade, but like I don't know. I liked last year's how it all went with it, and
Yeah, it
dark
works together.
ride.
And it could again. You never
It
know.
Could.
could. It
They
could.
could
You're
just
right.
make the whole theme, like that, Woodstock, which would be weird.
They're
but
not
I
gonna have
tech-
a Stranger Things room when they have Stranger Things 4.
I mean, I don't know. They had big IPs before, and they're kind of just. 30's new shop, not the light one. They had Beetlejuice and stuff like that, and they're just like, yeah, never mind. We're just gonna make it all original.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's because they already did it.
True.
So
know.
one thing that I thought of before we move on from Vamp 69 swapping with Zodiac, we talked about it a little bit before, but there was a big thing on the spec map that it said that there was going to be a Vamp show on kind of a pop-up stage there, kind of right where Ghoulish, like the entrance of Ghoulish used to be. So is there rumors that show is going to be replaced with something else, or is that just not going to be that second show? What's the rumor mill saying there? Anything strong rumors?
So I will say, strong rumor wise and heavy rumors, there's really not too much about it.
Mhm.
There is a lot of speculation of what that means. And I will say, I think the most likely thing is you're still going to have that show. There's just probably a good chance it's not Vamp.
Yeah, it wouldn't be Vamp, right? It wouldn't
Yeah,
be
that would make
something
no
totally-
sense. It would make no sense.
They're already building a stage in New York for
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's going to have its nice little scare zone type show. And it sounds like we're going to have more of a redacted type show on that stage.
So some sort of other show.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
that
I-
unrelated to Vamp, and I don't know, probably also unrelated to Zodiac. That doesn't seem like a very stage
doesn't
show
fit.
type property,
No,
Well, it'll be interesting to see.
I just hope whatever the show is that there's some variety to it and it's not the same show
It'll literally
Yeah.
be a variety show.
every 20 minutes.
I hope so. And something, yeah.
Hi, you sir, down in the audience. Do you have a talent?
Oh my gosh.
I'm a minute man. You want to see?
Oh,
Not the
Sorry, this
minute
does not
man.
need to be a recurring joke. My bad.
we should probably move on, right?
I think it does just made it a reoccurring joke.
I think it did.
um,
Yeah,
Um,
let's move on, Jonathan.
yeah, let's go to HHN Hollywood construction.
Oh
and
wait,
this
can I
time-
add one more Orlando thing? I'm so sorry, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Lumbar watch. Nothing. Actually, one new thing. They did some update on the asphalt on the ground.
Yeah.
More level. Sorry, we had to
Yeah.
add lumbar watch. It's a weekly thing.
And now
Oh,
they've
yes.
moved to another location of asphalt fixing. So
Hey,
they're hitting all the spots.
level ground, so no one breaks their ankle this year.
Yay.
It's
Woo.
good.
Sorry,
it's a good
Jonathan.
thing. No, you're all good. Lombard watch is important.
It is.
But also, let's move straight to HN Hollywood construction. There's not much to talk about there, but there is one big thing. The past couple of episodes we talked about the rumored Holidays in Hell house located where Killer Clowns was last year. And now, our good friend Kevin pointed out to us that the clock from Holidays in Hell is now clearly on the facade. You can see it. You can see the numbers there. So that's just another piece of the puzzle on how this is most likely Holidays in Hell and not anything else. Also adding on to all the other reasons we've talked about on this show already. So, yeah, it's probably coming back.
Yay.
No, yay. Not for me.
No. I mean, I have not seen the house in person. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited to see.
again, for selfish reasons, It's fine. Yeah, if for people who have seen it and are Hollywood locals, I'm sorry.
So sorry.
Yeah,
It
but
wasn't a hated zone though. It was pretty, or a house, right? It was
No,
pretty
yeah, people enjoyed
liked.
it. And the zone the year before, people liked. So it's a property that people enjoy. I think it's just more of repeatedly getting repeats, like direct repeats.
Hmm.
and I mean the fact that a major part of what made the house, I mean, what I assume, I wasn't there, but made the house really interesting is that it dumped you out into a zone that continued the house in some way, and you can't really do that in this location. You can't dump out into a zone. It's you head back to the other way. So I really hope they expand the ending because the house itself uh, kind of ended abruptly because it was meant to throw you out into the zone, but without that zone there, it needs to have a solid ending to give the house a finish. And hopefully, it doesn't just have that abrupt ending and it's like, all right, you're gone, goodbye. It's like there's supposed to be something here, but not anymore. Sorry.
Yeah. We'll see.
But something else happened very recently that is not HHN news per se, but it's definitely related to it. And that is that the movie that no one really knew if it was actually coming out or when it was coming out or what was going on, now has a trailer that plays behind, I think, Oppenheimer is where
Hmm.
it's been playing in theaters. And it's been out on Twitter and people have taken footage of it. It's all in theaters now. And that is The Exorcist Believer, which now has a release date sometime in October. I think it's October 13th, if I'm remembering
That is
correctly.
correct.
Uh,
Yeah, that's right.
so, yeah, the movie is releasing in October. It's not being delayed. And, I mean, that brings up some questions, right? About what potentially the rumored Exorcist house on you know our end could be, because we've even discussed it the last episode, not when we talked about the spec map when Exorcist was on there and how it was the original, and we were still sitting there thinking, would that make any sense if you just switched it to the original Exorcist when it was originally Believer? Now with Believers coming out, maybe it still is. I don't know.
I mean, I think it makes a lot more sense to be believer, right? It's it's already uncommon enough, specifically for Orlando, to go back and double up on the same exact film. There are a couple examples, but it's not common, and it's saved for like Halloween or even to a worse level, American Werewolf in London. But that was like you know everyone's favorite house ever at the time when it came out, so they're like, yeah, let's do it again. Um, Not a common thing. And The Exorcist, especially with what the property is and how tough it is to really flip it on its head, it just doesn't make sense for Orlando to be like, yeah, let's do that.
And I know we give Hollywood a lot of flack for repeating things. We just did. Like a second ago, we literally
Mhm.
just did. And I know how Exorcist is one of John Murdy's favorite films of all time, but I really don't think even John Murdy could be like, let's just do the original again after having just done it in 2021, which was
Mhm.
also a repeat of when they did it before. I don't think they could get away with that. Like they could have it, but I don't think people would accept it
No,
that quickly.
people are already pissed off enough when it came back a couple of years ago. So
Hmm. And I know you guys, Duff and Jess, you guys didn't watch the trailer, but I know I did. And I know Mike, you did as well.
I
Uh,
did.
what are your like, without giving any? There isn't any spoilers. The trailer, but like, what are your basic thoughts about this film coming, potentially coming to Horror Nights compared to like getting a repeat of the original?
I mean, from the trailer, it seems like there's definitely more than just one location. It seems like that there could be at least a unique house that could come out of it. I think it gave me a little hope that it's not just going to be, a bed in the middle of a room type house that we were concerned. about getting. I think there could be some unique spaces that could make a visually pleasing house. And I mean, that's going to be the main thing that we're going to get out of this house, because we're not going to be familiar necessarily with the story it's trying to tell, because that movie doesn't come out until the 13th of October when we first experience it. So visually pleasing, scary is going to be what they're going to need to focus on. And I think they could probably do those two things with what we
Yeah.
got out of the trailer for sure.
I completely agree. It's one of the reasons I hope it's this and not the original Exorcist, just because, like what you said, with the original Exorcist, you know exactly what's going to happen, and it's going to be very repetitive. This trailer, I don't think it necessarily looks like a good movie, but it definitely looks like it's better suit for a Horror Nights house just based on the amount of locations you actually visit in it, and I think that's the most interesting thing about it. And it's why I hope this is not not the original, but I guess we'll have to see on that. But yeah, even after like Duff and Jess, even after not watching the trailer, would you rather it be this, or would you rather it be the original?
Oh, I'd rather it be this before the trailer leaked and I heard anything at all. Like, I'd rather have a new property, period. Basically, in any scenario, I will take the new property.
Oh, 100%. I agree. And also, Leslie Odom Jr. is in this new one. So I'll take that. Possibly appearing in a house any day. I don't care what it is. Sorry. That's the hot house automatically. Moving
on. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see on that one. But I guess we should move on to, I guess, one of our favorite segments on this
Murdy
show.
tweets. Murdy tweets. I need to make a sound for the soundboard. That is my goal.
You too.
Just take the actual audio from the Bill and Ted show, but just go Murdy over it.
Murdy. Like
God.
H. Okay, sorry.
Exactly.
Jonathan, tell us, is he gone still?
We got an update.
No.
Murdy gave us a very important update. Part of me feels like he listened to our episode, because this was like an interesting, just random tweet he made. And basically he just said, PPS, Lord Spookula is still dead.
Gone so young.
My lord.
Really, it was.
Pour one out, guys.
He shouldn't have leaked that house or whatever he did that caused him to die.
Will we ever find out? I hope this is what we find out at Midsummer. I don't care about anything else. I want to meet Lord Spookula.
So
He's a
do we
true
have to
icon
change the
of-
lyrics to like God Save the Duke now? Is that how this works?
He's really the true icon of HHN Hollywood.
I hope he's on a shirt.
Please. I'll buy that if
Hey,
Lord
listen,
Spookula's
if
on
they
a
don't do it, I'm just saying.
Hey, it could be our first Hollywood shirt.
I'm just saying.
Spookula.
I hate that
we're
I'm actually
talking-
thinking about that.
John, I need to know one thing. Why did you feel the need to say he's still dead? Like, people don't usually come back, you know? It's not.
What if Murdy's Spookula? Ugh.
He's dead?
Actually, maybe. I don't know. Oh no.
Like, I mean, I guess he could be. You mean like he is the actor that portrays Lord Spookula?
I guess so. Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
Murdy tweets. Murdy tweets.
We're all just distraught from Lord Spookula's death.
I'm just
We
really
can't think straight.
upset. Thank you, Jonathan. You
He
understand.
was an idol in the HHN community.
All right, let's get to some more things he said.
Yes.
So he said that there's still a lot of props and rezzing to be done on the Parisian Courtyard house facade, which already looks really good. Ah, that's why. Dressing.
Yes.
I was like, what the hell does that mean? I'm just going to say it.
I was surprised you
If Murdy tweeted it, I'm going to say it.
Oh, they have to set dress it.
But I think this is super interesting because we haven't really given many updates on this particular facade, because like it kind of looks done. Like it looks very well, like it looks very good right now. It looks aged. There's lots of stuff on it, lots of vines, lots of things, and we haven't been given updates because it's like, all right, I guess this is probably it, or there isn't going to be that much added to it. but apparently there is. He's like insinuating a lot of things being added to it. So, like, if it looks this good already, I can't wait to see what it looks like when it is completely finished.
All right, moving on. What we got next?
Yeah. So this one's a little interesting because I got to take these tweets sort of out of context so they make sense on the show. But basically, someone went, "Hey, for Midsummer Scream, I bet Murdy is going to announce the Parisian Courtyard house and the Curious George 2 house, which isn't Chucky. He already confirmed Curious George 1 is Chucky. There's another Curious George tent that has not been confirmed yet at Midsummer Scream." And Murdy responded and basically said, "I'll take that bet." So that's interesting. Interesting
So,
to say.
so he won't announce both, basically, at Midsummer Scream. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Thanks, John. Thanks for confirmation.
Murdy tweets.
And the last one is pretty self-explanatory. Basically, Murdy's feelings and his thumbs have returned, which means that an announcement is incoming eventually, which we all were thinking already.
All right. Looks like let's keep moving on. We can head to Japan. We got a lot of Japan news. We were a little bit late on reporting this. It came out a couple of weeks ago, but we've had a lot to cover on our coast and Hollywood. So let's get to Japan. What's going on over in Japan?
Oh, a lot of things. A lot of things are happening in Japan. I hope I got this part of the outline correct because I don't know anything about HHN Japan, but I had to learn some new things in order for us to talk about it. And the first thing is that we got their whole lineup has been announced for at least for houses and roaming scare zones and attractions, and we're just gonna kind of go over everything that they released. And the first thing was a new house, which is Chucky's Carnival of Chaos. And the description basically goes, "Chucky's finally here, and this brand new production restricted to guests age 15 or over. Welcome to this crazy carnival hosted by Chucky. Take one step inside and find yourself in a shocking hellscape. With your 3D glasses on, you'll enter a surreal environment, see a kaleidoscope of colors and disorientation. You won't be able to help but scream when Chucky comes at you from every corner." I'm not gonna lie, 3D and Chucky were never things that I thought would mix well. There were never things I would ever put together in my head. So this is a very interesting combination.
I mean, if any IP is gonna get it, Chucky kind of makes sense, I think.
Yeah, I feel like I would think
'Cause
of
you
that
can-
first.
All right, you could just do whatever with Chucky, and I'm like, sure, whatever, it's Chucky.
I guess if you go an original route with it, it can work.
I mean, I hope they do.
I mean, considering it's a carnival and it like the picture's like a carnival, it makes. I mean, it has
sounds
to
pretty original to me.
Yeah. And yeah, only I find it interesting. Only guests age 15 or over can go in. Isn't Japan's their houses are usually open during the daytime, right?
They're open during the day. It's not a separate ticketed event.
Yeah.
Some things are a separate ticket though. And then certain things don't start till later. Very weird for HHN sphere.
And usually the things that start later are the age restricted things.
Mm-hmm.
And this wouldn't be Chucky's first time coming to Japan because he's been there a lot, like a lot of years. I think they had a Cult of Chucky house for a while.
He's kind of a staple in Japan.
And he's usually one of, if not the only age restricted house, I believe, in the times that I've like researched it. So
I will say, like, I've seen some because they have you can't film in these houses, but they have some like media footage for these houses, and I've seen the Cult of Chucky one, and for like the couple of scares that they had where they showed like Chucky scaring you, they had a really good puppet of Chucky pop out, and this was a house that came out a while ago, but I'm like, if we get something like that in our house, that can be incredible because I really think it looked phenomenal for just like a normal boo hole scare. Like if I was there in the moment and it came at me super quick and went back in, my brain wouldn't be able to tell that it was like even though I know it was fake, my brain wouldn't be able to tell it was fake in that quick moment. That's how good it looks. So I kind of hope they take some lessons from that house and apply it to ours.
Yeah, I mean, it may be the best we've seen of him in houses of anywhere in HHN, to be fair. So I'll take it.
Yeah.
But that is not the only house that is announced. The other one is a returning house, Universal Monsters Legends of Fear. It's a very stereotypical kind of Universal Monsters mashup house. This one features Quasimodo, Wolfman, Dracula, his brides, the Mummy, Phantom, Frankenstein's monster, and the Bride of Frankenstein as well. So kind of very traditional Universal Monsters mashup style house.
There are a lot of things from this house that are just taken directly from our 2019 maze or house. Oh my god, 2019 house. Like I've also seen media footage of this. I'm like, oh okay, it's like ours, which is fun. It's interesting seeing how different, kind of like how Hollywood and Orlando, how different coasts take the same thing and put their own little twist on it.
Yeah, I don't. This is kind of one of the things that I don't love about Japan's event is they do a lot of just kind of what other events do and doing it a little bit different, and then they'll keep bringing it back for a few years even.
Yep.
I'm just not as hype on Japan as many people are. I think there's just kind of this thing in our brain that tells us, oh, it's theme park, Japan, it has to be the best, right? And I just don't feel that way about HHN, even though I have not been. So take that with a huge grain of salt.
Yeah, it's very IP focused over there for sure.
Especially now, because since COVID, they still have not gone back up to like their full event. They used to do like 3, 4, and I think even went up to 5 mazes at times. Still just at 2 right now.
Yeah, it's going to take a while.
But one of the most interesting things that they have is their roaming scare zones, and I had to take me a little bit to figure out like which one was new and which one was the same and all that stuff. But they have 2 roaming scare zones on the website, and the first one is an overlay. It's called the same thing it was called last year, which was Zombie the Dance, but it's an overlay where the new story of it, I can read it here, is that the wild and bizarre dance party thrown by the ruler of darkness, Hemikuma, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, is about to begin when the destructive beat created in collaboration with Atto starts to drop. The strange area where zombies attack is transformed into an exciting party. As screams fill the air, you'll find yourself dancing together with zombies. Everyone dance, go wild, and experience the excitement of moving together as one.
And to add to that, Hamikuma is an adorable like bear, like a horror teddy bear.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I've seen it in the video.
That had a scare zone in Japan last year.
He's so cute.
Yeah. So it looks like they're taking Hamikuma from the scare zone and putting it into Zombie Day Dance, basically.
He's the ruler of darkness. Oh my god.
I kind of love that.
I like Singapore's number 1 outside of the US, obviously, but like I gotta go to Japan for Hamikuma.
Yeah, I think there are really cool aspects of Japan. There really are. I think as an overall event, it just kind of lacks for me. But shit like this, it's also just like if this was brought to the US, people would fucking hate it and scoff at it. But in Japan, it's like, it makes sense.
You guys would look over and I would just be doing like the electric slide with this fucking bear in the scare zone. I'd be the one person vibing, but I'm having the best time with a blinky cup in my hand.
Everyone would love it. They just talk shit online and pretend they hate it.
They can kiss my ass. I'm going to be having a great time with my new best friend, Hamikuma.
One thing to keep in mind, and I don't know if they do this still after COVID, but at least their event starts during the day. And so keep that in mind. So it's like just a much different event over there. But I think if ours ever started during the day, we could have stuff like this.
I don't know if this stuff happens during the day though.
Probably not. I think the
Like
scare
Zombie
zone.
Day
Yeah,
Dance, I think is only at like all this stuff is
Yeah.
only at
That
night.
they
should
just
be
have the
nighttime.
houses
I,
open.
it's you
during-
can basically they have because during the day they have a separate Halloween like it's like all under one umbrella, but like during the day
Separate
they have like
event,
the
yeah.
kids version
Mhm.
and family
Definitely, yeah.
versions of that stuff, and then it becomes the scare zones and stuff like that.
But they keep the
I think
house.
the houses or like some of the houses, I guess now it's only two. Maybe they're both open during the day. I'm not sure, or at least one of them. But yeah, the houses are what's open like all day.
All right, what's next?
They also have a returning scare zone that they had previously, so we're not really going to go in much detail about it. Roaming scare zone, and that is street zombies. And moving on from that, going into the attraction section of their event, they have a new attraction, Sudoku's Curse, a dark horror ride, and the description is basically to escape from this laboratory which has been plagued by Sudoku's Curse. You hop on an equipment transport lift. Deprived of your sense of sight, you must run through pitch darkness in desperate fear of the unknown. You run and run, but everywhere you turn, the sight of Sudoku will make you scream. Can you escape from this cursed hell unscathed?
I can try.
Yeah.
I love a
You can
dark
make an
horror
attempt.
ride.
Yeah. So is this an overlay of an existing attraction? Is that what they're doing here?
Has to be. I don't know what attraction.
Do they
'cause
have
I'm
a
not
lift ride there? I'm
I
not
don't know.
educated on
I'm
Japan.
I
Sorry.
yeah, I'm rusty. I had a bunch of research done during COVID, but then our trip never happened, and I am just very rusty when it comes to um, Universal
One day.
Osaka news.
We'll go one day.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Absolutely.
Next year.
Ooh.
Yeah, money.
Ooh.
There's also going to be an attraction overlay on Hollywood Dream, which is a B&M coaster over there with Ado, who is apparently a Japanese singer. So basically, they'll just have their songs for selection on Hollywood Dream. Hollywood Dream, you could kind of say, is like their Rip Ride Rocket of the park
Yeah,
in a
way
way,
better.
but way better. Yes.
And there's one more returning attraction, which is Biohazard the Extreme. I think it's been there for a couple of years now. And I haven't looked too much into it, but I'm pretty sure it's like a shooter. You walk around, I think you have like almost like a laser tag gun, and you're in the world of Biohazard, and that's literally all I know about this experience.
So for those who don't know, Biohazard is Resident Evil. That's what they call it in Japan. It's Biohazard.
Thank you, I
So
had
it
no
is
idea.
Resident Evil franchise.
Oh, well, I
Yeah.
didn't even know that.
That's just what they call Resident Evil.
Interesting.
So it's
Yeah.
Resident Evil. Yeah.
I thought Biohazard was like another game. I'm thinking
You're
like
thinking
the
of
game.
Bioshock.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking
Yeah.
of.
I think there are also like cheap franchises that use Biohazard, but yeah. No, this is Resident Evil.
Interesting. Huh. Well,
And
moving on.
that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Did they specifically state this is full announcement? Like everything is out there? Or are we
I
expecting
don't-
potentially anything else?
No, I don't think it's everything. This is just what we
Okay,
have
good.
announced currently. I'm pretty sure later down the line we're gonna get some more things. But this is
Because
a good chunk.
I know something they did last year to combat only having two houses still was having like 8 scare zones. Like there was a lot to do around the park. So I hope there's a lot more.
Yeah, I'm expecting.
I would assume there is. Maybe we'll get past 2 houses this year, actually. Who knows?
They didn't just have roaming scare zones last year, right? Like they had actual like scare zones. Like
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
yes, I think
because
that's
one of them was on a stage. The Hamikuma one actually. It had a stage and there was
Hell
like a show
yeah.
with it. Yeah.
He deserves a stage.
Oh yeah.
The Lord of Darkness.
All right. Now, as much as I love Japan and Japanese theme parks, let's get to where HHN really shines internationally, please. And that's in Singapore, who has released their full event. This is the full reveal. We got all of it. and this is where I really want to go HHN wise. So to kick us off, this is actually they got a property that a lot of people have asked for to come to the U.S. For HHN. Obviously, that did not happen, but that is Netflix series All of Us Are Dead, which is a zombie show. Um, I think it's a Korean zombie show. I want to say I have not watched it. Sorry, but I know a lot of people are excited about this one because they love this series.
Yeah, it
I
sounds cool.
I remember this getting announced before Stranger Things was announced in Orlando and Hollywood. And the minute this, like HHN's working with Netflix on another, at another HHN, we're all kind of like, yeah, Stranger Things is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I find it interesting. This is a really cool exclusive IP for Singapore to have.
Yeah, no, it is. I think, especially because Singapore is very original heavy, so them getting a big IP draw like this is pretty cool thing to see.
Definitely.
After this, it's all originals though, so buckle up.
And the next
Which
one
we can, yeah, go ahead.
looks incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my, I'm gonna read it. It's called Grim Encounters. Grim spelled with 2 M's. And the description is: the Pied Piper has twisted all your favorite fairy tales with his sinister tunes. Can you escape his forest of nightmares without being cursed? And the actual art has the tagline: "You're suffering his joy."
And Jess, I don't know if you looked
So
at it
many
or
rat
looking at it.
babies.
So many rats.
Oh my god, I was so happy when I saw it. I showed it to Daniel, and the first thing he said was, "The Pied Piper?" And I was like, "Yeah, what a bold choice!" But like, I think that's kind of cool. I wish we
I
were.
love it.
I really
His
want to see
design
this.
in the key art looks fucking sick.
We don't ever get like house videos from there, do we?
You mean like release house videos
Like
or
any like a walkthrough? They don't allow people
oh
to film, right?
no they film.
Oh, they
We get
do.
walkthroughs.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yes. So I
So you'll
can't
get
wait
to
to
see it all.
see Scary Tales, but with more rats.
Yeah,
That's
sure,
what this is
that.
giving. It's Scary Tales
Sure, we'll go with that.
with rats.
I mean, technically, yeah. I love having the Pied Piper as the main villain. I think that's really fun.
That's such a cool choice. Like,
Yeah.
I would never pick that.
And it makes so much sense too at the same time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like why have we not done it that?
Yeah,
That's-
honestly. That's like such a weird choice that like I feel like Orlando would just pull out of nowhere. Go Singapore.
Hey, maybe we'll take it from them. We might be taking a concept from them this year as is, so you never know.
True.
So this next one, tying into how much I love Singapore and how much it is kind of like Orlando, especially kind of like older Orlando. This is actually going back and taking like the icon of their very first HHN in Singapore, the Matriarch. It's called Rebirth of the Matriarch. The description is: familial love turns toxic when innocent victims are lured into the family home for a deadly ritual to bring their matriarch back to life. Again, great key art. There it says, your terror, her pleasure. So sensing a theme there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it's going lore heavy. It's diving in to like a very heavily featured character from their original event and busting out a house.
I love it. Sounds like a great idea, and I'm sure it's going to be a pretty solid house.
Seems like such a solid year over there. Like every year, they just knock it out of the park, but especially this year, it sounds like it's really going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
The next house we have here is DU Descent into Hell. Go on a macabre journey through the gruesome levels of DU and face King Yamba's judgment. Are you worthy of being saved? And the key art says, your dread, his delight. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what this is, but it looks cool.
I mean, that's fair to say.
Yes.
I don't either. From my research, apparently DU comes from Chinese mythology, which is very common in Singapore. They use a lot of like mythology just from around Asia and implement it into their event. And this is just another example of that. And it sounds like another cool concept.
Absolutely. It'd be better if
and
they
then they,
added block at the end of that.
No, stop. Goodbye. We're moving on. There also is a fifth house that is currently unannounced, so they will announce that later. So there is one missing piece, so it's not a full reveal, I guess. But along with those 5 houses, there are 3 scare zones. This first one, Orlando fans, you will get a kick out of. It is called Dead Man's Wharf.
Oh.
It looks very different, I must say. And the description is: cross Madam Dragon, the most vile pirate to sail the 7 seas, and you just might find yourself walking the plank. So, same name, but it's pirates.
Yeah, very
What are you
different.
talking about? It's exactly like Dead Man's Wharf.
No, on their
No
site,
changes.
there was even like a sentence that said not to be confused with HHN Orlando's Dead Man's Wharf and Dead Man's Pier.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow.
Wow,
We're
really?
even doing that. Yeah.
They're like contractually obligated to be
I
like it's
guess so.
and different.
No.
Don't come here expecting violins and tugboats, bitch. We got pirates and swords.
Arg.
And the next one is called The Hacker. And it says, enter a terrifying cyber hellscape where technology rules and feeds off the desperate souls of mankind.
And this kind of predicted the future because the key art shows a guy wearing like a VR headset that has X on it.
Oh my god.
Beth, you've been holding that joke in for a minute, haven't you?
No, I literally just
Okay.
noticed right now staring at it, I
Alright.
swear.
That felt premeditated.
No, unfortunately not.
Good timing though.
Good
The
job.
font's even blue. It's like it knows.
I know. I think this sounds really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like it seems very AI kind of takeover, or like dystopian cyber
Seek and
kind of
destroy.
shit. Yeah, it's well, not quite that, but sure, yeah. I don't know. It seems like the vibes could be really cool in that zone.
Absolutely. I kind of really want to watch videos of this one. This one's really catching my attention.
Maybe, just save up a little money. I might go to Singapore this year. We'll see. That's not happening, by the way. And the final of the
No
3
way.
scare zones is the Cursed Kiramam. Visit a village cursed by the gods. Once prosperous, now they exist in a state of perpetual torment. Can they escape their impending doom? And again, just has some really cool looking key art. Do I know much about it? No, I don't.
And should we move on to the shows now?
Let's do it.
They have 2 shows. The first one is the Scaramony, and it's called Judgment Day, and it says enter the world of Terminator. No, I'm kidding. It says watch as an unfortunate soul tries to escape his final judgment amidst flame and fury. Will he run free or find himself trapped for eternity?
I can take a wild guess.
I'm gonna say, like, out of all, like, the thing I'm really taking away from all of these announcements is how in every one the key art just is so solid. Like, it just makes me want to look and zoom in on all the details because it's the colors. It really catches your eye.
It does. And going back to colors and how good they look, about one we've actually just talked about. 'Cause the next show is The Hacker Game Over. See this destructive AI being invade. Okay, I'll gloss over the grammar there. That's fine. Being invade and corrupt the games of her victims as she tries to hack her way out of the virtual world and into your nightmares.
Love it.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I don't.
And yeah, I mean, it's just kind of a vibes thing, basing off what the key art looks like. I think it sounds really fucking cool.
Yeah, this hacker stuff. Besides Pied Piper, like, is definitely the thing that's interesting me the most.
Hmm. And then that's it for shows. That's it for Scare Zone. That's it for houses. But there is one other big kind of event attraction they have, Jonathan.
Yes, let me pull it up now. It is called the Dining. Get it? In Hell at SGD 128. Basically says you've been handpicked to join King Yama's feast. Can you stomach the horrors waiting for you in this 3-course dinner? It's located in the Hollywood China Arcade. It's approximately 80 minutes, and you can choose from 3 sessions: 6 p.m., 7:45, or 9:20. And these are the program highlights. It's a multi-sensory dinner and show experience filled with thrilling moments. It's 3 courses of scarily sumptuous dishes inspired by DU Descent into Hell, which that's a nice little connection there. And it has chilling performances by King Yama and his dreadful demons. This, I once again, I don't know much about this, like the theming and whatnot, but this whole experience sounds incredible.
Yeah, it is obviously a bit steep in price. Jonathan, by the way, I think you just said SGD 128. That is the currency.
Oh,
It's
I
the
didn't.
Singapore dollar. It's
Yes,
128 Singapore dollars.
it read like a location. It's like dining at hell at, and then it's.
No, I get what you're saying.
Okay.
But yeah, it's so much different than like what our scare actor dining is. I would happily pay the price for it.
Like, this sounds like what scare actor dining should be, you know uh like, instead of just, oh, you get your food and some scare actors take some pictures and whatnot, like, that's more leisurely. I like the idea of, like, actually making it a full on experience, make it like, tied into the lore of the event, make it a show, make it something that you're really going to want to pay and do and see, and once you do it, you're like, I got an experience that's going to stay with me for a while, and it's going to elevate my feelings towards the event, and it's going to make me feel like I'm more connected to it. I think
Mhm.
this is something that, even if we got something similar that was steep in price, I feel like most uh I mean, HHN diehards like us would be like, absolutely, and help with lore, good food, great experience. It just sounds fun.
Yeah, I wish we had an equivalent of this, and unfortunately, we just kind of don't.
No.
Which one of the things we talked about in Japan previously is they've done kind of like experiences that even go further than this, where they do like a cocktail hour as part of your experience, and then it's kind of like you signed an NDA, so I don't know a lot about it. Like, people are not allowed to. People literally sign an NDA and can't talk about it after. But it's kind of like an escape room, solve clues kind of thing, like a whodunit almost at HHN, and they give you drinks. So like internationally, HHN shit like this happens every year basically. So we are missing out over here.
Absolutely.
But that is it for HHN Singapore.
Yeah, but funny enough, this isn't our last horror event we're going to be talking about today.
No, we
Because
got a couple more.
yeah, some other, like, big ones. And the first one is Not Scary Farm. Has officially, the tickets are out now for their event, which is amazing. And they also announced that there's going to be 4 shows, 5 zones, and 10 mazes. And this also means there will be 3 new ones in addition to the ones they've had last year, besides the one
Woo!
that went away, which is really cool.
Let's fucking go. I'm so excited.
So if you're trying to keep count there, that means Dark Ride and also Pumpkin Eater are the 2 that are going away.
Don't remind me.
So yeah, we're losing our baby.
All, it's fine. It's crossing the Rainbow Bridge.
We'll see you at Scarowinds or somewhere.
Duff, I'm telling you. I said what I said last year.
We would be there.
Okay.
I mean, you should still go see it for Paranormal Inc. But
Oh, I mean, I would love to. But I'm still excited to see the Knott's 50th this year.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. And they have that new they opened that new part of the park. The Fiesta Village. Do you think that's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be
yeah,
open?
yeah.
I'm
I'm
assuming.
sure.
I don't know.
You could. Yeah, why not?
I don't
We'll
know.
go with that.
I don't remember.
And I'd assume that means we're like, since we're gonna have the extra house in addition to those two that left, that there's gonna be either a new location or a location they haven't used in a while, and that's always exciting.
Yeah, definitely. I want to say they've gone up as high as like 11 mazes before.
Oh wow!
So
Interesting.
I'd assume, I'm not as up to date with this park, obviously. So these locations could be gone, but I'd assume it's probably a location that is returning.
Yeah. I know that I did see a picture somewhere of the Mesmer facade. That was like being, they were zhuzhing it and putting props back up. So
Yeah,
I'm excited.
we getting there. We getting there.
For
And
Sicky
Mike,
Lakey.
your first not scary farm is their 50th.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I am so excited.
You're gonna
Can't
love
wait.
it. Goring 20s.
God, yes. You're not prepared, Mike, for how good this event is.
I am trying not to spoil myself, to be honest. I have been avoiding watching any walkthroughs or videos.
So,
I've been told I can watch Paranormal Inc. because that doesn't exist anymore.
And Dark Ride.
Dark
Dark Ride,
Ride,
You have
Pumpkin
to watch
Eater.
Dark Ride.
Pumpkin Eater.
I mean, there's plenty of older,
Oh, yeah.
ones that do exist on YouTube, but those are three like very recently gone ones that'll give you a very good idea of what the event is right now.
Right.
You can even probably watch there's old I want to say documentaries about Not Scary Farm that won't have any current houses, even about the sliders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's really good to get information on, especially because it's the 50th and they're such a big part of the event.
Yeah, I actually started watching one, but it was very long. It was 90 minutes long.
It was probably the one they were playing in that room.
Oh,
Before the
I
tour.
bet it was. Yes.
I
Nice
got to
touch.
the point where the original characters were in facades almost. They were just and then they decided to have them in the streets. They were in these little scenic scenes.
Oh yeah, in the jail cell.
In the jail cell,
storefront,
yeah. And then they
couldn't
one
find
guy,
the key.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he couldn't find the key, so he had him in the street. And then the next night, just everybody who was in the street because it went over so well or something.
Those sliders are so scary. They get all up in your business. I'm so excited.
I can't wait to just go into Calico Saloon,
Ah,
grab a drink, and walk out into Ghost Town and watch the sliders fuck people up. Oh,
I'm so excited.
2 nights this year, baby. 2 nights.
Oh, we earned it. We really did.
We deserve this.
Can't wait
Treat
to
yourself.
I can't wait to talk about it on another 2.5 hour long Not Scary Farm episode this year.
We will move on to,
Begrudgingly.
fortunately for House Scream Orlando, to something that is kind of good news, because I think it's kind of been most people's, and I think all of our, or some of our favorite house at the event. They say new, but more like returning with an overlay, is Beneath the Ice, this time Meltdown. The description reads, would you rather burn from within or let ice crystals take over your body? Expect to never return after choosing to enter this house. Good luck. You'll need it.
That second sentence is the weirdest worded sentence.
They need to work on their descriptions.
Yeah,
I will say that
Why
much.
do they always say good luck, you'll need it?
I
Every haunted house says that.
Listen, Beneath the Ice is my favorite house there, so I'm just
Yeah.
happy it's still being used. It's more probably about the location than anything else too. So as long as they continue to use the location, I'm happy. It's an announcement I will take every day of the week.
My issue is that, okay, I'm not going to call them Itchy and Scratchy again, even though I want to. But Scratch and I'm think Frost, they're the sirens that they've chosen this year to lead the event. Last year it was the Vine one or whatever and whatever. So I get it. So are the sisters fighting in this house?
Sure.
Okay, fine. Cool. Now I'm going to return to calling them Itchy and Scratchy. Thank you.
You enjoy that. Yeah. Hello Scream Orlando. Hello
Wait,
Scream Orlando.
but the Bloodlight District.
I mean, we don't need to get back into that.
No, we
I'm
Moving
going
on to
just
the-
for that.
Moving on to the main segment, which is a very small main segment, but a main
Yeah.
segment nonetheless.
So, who wants to describe the rules to Two Truths and a Lie if anyone does not know how this will work?
Yeah, it's a very simple game. Basically, we're each going to take turns saying 3 statements. Like, I have done this, I have done this, I have done this. 2 of those are true, and 1 is a lie. The others are going to try to guess what that lie is. I think the way we should do it, we'll probably each go twice. The others each get a turn guessing, and whoever gets it right gets a point. And there will be a winner at the end, hopefully.
Cool.
All right.
So, who would like to go first with their truths and a lie?
Who's prepared?
I got mine first one set up, so I guess
Sure.
I can go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So first one, I saw Ghoulish over 5 times. Second one, I fell to the ground in a house once. And third one, my favorite icon is Lady Luck.
I guess I'll try to go. Your favorite icon is not Lady Luck.
That's what I would guess as well. Your favorite icon is not Lady
I was
Luck.
going to guess that he didn't see Ghoulish more than 5 times because nobody got to see it more
Jonathan?
Okay, so I did see Ghoulish over 5 times.
Damn.
I've seen it like sometimes like twice in one night.
I knew he saw Ghoulish more
You
than
didn't
5
have
times.
Express, I forgot.
I knew that one for a fact.
Not having Express was a big incentive to watch Ghoulish a lot. So I enjoyed it quite a bit before it went away. My favorite icon currently is in fact Lady Luck. I think I love the idea of her connecting to all of the houses, even the IP ones. I find that really interesting, and I think it's a simple concept, but once again, her like playing a part in every story is something I really enjoy. And even her section in Icons Captured. I don't have much experience with the icons, but I really like that room and I love the vibe of it. Pumpkin Lord used to be my favorite icon until he farted, and then it ruined it for me. So Pumpkin Lord fell to the ground. Not really. He's still high, but not as high as he used to be. So right now it is Lady Luck. So the second one, I fell to the ground in a house once, is false. I got close to in Hollywood in their Texas Chainsaw Massacre house when Leatherface literally ran towards me, and I almost fell, but I caught myself at like the last moment. But I've never like truly completely fell on my ass in a house before. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, no points to go that round then.
Wow. We suck.
Fail. I could have sworn you fell. Damn it.
Not all the way to the ground. Like I might have got close, but I never like actually, fell.
Dang.
Is anyone else ready?
I have some ready.
All right, let's do it.
All right. I don't like twisted taters. I've followed a friend directly into a boo hole and we all got stuck. And I didn't hate the split square blinky cup.
I'll go.
Okay.
You didn't hate wait, hold on. How am I trying to word this? Sorry. You hated the blinks. You hated the blinky cup, damn it.
Okay. Does anybody else go or is that
yeah, we all
Okay,
make a
sorry.
guess, right?
Yeah, we can all make a guess.
I will pick the same one that Duff picked. I think you actually did hate the square blinky cup.
Mhm.
I'm very original. I picked the same one that they did.
Yeah, this was like my throwaway because I fucking despise that goddamn
Yeah,
color. It's
I
more the
have heard you.
straw, really. But yeah, good
All
job.
right.
Twisted
Each
taters
of us get a
suck.
point.
Yeah,
So
All right.
Jess is in last place with 0
that's
points.
fine.
Mike, are you ready?
Yeah, I can be ready.
Okay, cool.
All right. So I never tried Jello Shot Blood Bag. I really like the House of the Thousand Corpses house from 2019. And the first year I went to the event was HHN 10. Or
HHN
HHN
10?
2010.
I was,
I was
I
gonna,
was
I was
like,
gonna
I
say
know
that's
the
a
lie.
really easy answer.
I know the lie. No.
2010.
I think I know the lie. I don't think you enjoyed House of a Thousand Corpses.
I did not.
Mm.
No. Sorry,
Oh,
I was
you
supposed
didn't
to
let everyone go.
Aw.
No, I didn't.
What?
No,
It's
I
a
didn't
point
even
for
get a
Duff
chance
only.
to get a
Hell
point.
yeah.
This is rigged.
sorry. Bad at this.
God damn it.
Well, you have a chance to make up points on my end. Be honest, is that what you were going to say?
Yes.
Yeah,
Jonathan,
to be honest.
is that what you were going to say?
To be honest, no, but I mean,
Okay, so Jess gets a point. I'll believe her.
Woo! Thank you.
All right, I shall go. I have experience an icon house for the director. My favorite snack prior to last year was the Twisted Tater. My favorite drink of all time at HHN, specifically the specialty cocktails, was the Saturn.
Okay, so I believe that the last two are true. That prior to last year, your favorite snack was the Twisted Tater, and your favorite drink was the Saturn.
Mhm.
So I would say that the lie is the first one about the director.
Okay. Anyone?
Okay. I'm going back and forth because I want to say that it's not prior to last year because they got rid of salt and vinegar before last year. And I think you were a salt and vinegar person too, because that was the only way I ate twisted taters. So I want to say that's the lie, but I feel like this is a trick.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm sort of going with your mindset too, Jess. Especially because, like prior to 31, like the lines to get I don't remember seeing you eat a twisted tater. Like I don't know. Like I'm gonna go with that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the twisted tater.
Okay. I did experience a director icon house as my first year in Sweet 16 was All Night Die-In Take 2.
Oh.
The Twisted Tater prior to last year was my favorite snack because nothing had overtaken it even after Salt and Vinegar left us the year before. I think the Saturn is a highly overrated, sugary, disgusting drink.
Oh.
I don't like the Saturn either.
I must have got that confused.
Yeah.
So then what was your 29 drink of choice?
The one that was like orange juicy, the one that was kind of like a screwdriver, I think.
I thought that was the Saturn.
Was it? No, that's something
The Saturn
else.
was the gin one, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I should have. Yeah.
Because that's why I
you
didn't
don't like
it.
gin-based drinks, and
No.
I do know that.
I should have known that then, but I thought that you would have liked it. I don't know why. Oops.
Yeah, no, not my favorite.
I'm really bad at this game.
All right, so no points. So I guess we will go back to the top, and Jonathan, and we'll all take our last go.
Yeah, 1 second.
You are typing very loud, Jonathan.
I'm ready to go.
Yes. Okay.
If you're ready to go,
I'm ready.
you can
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. First one. My least favorite zone of all time is the Horrors of Halloween from HHN 31. The second one, the last piece of merch I bought on the, like while the event was running for HHN31 was a freestyle tumbler, the studio screamers tumbler, that they sold, and that's one my favorite section of the Marathon of Mayhem show. The original was Killer Clowns. One of
Could
those
you
is obvious because I couldn't
repeat your
think of
second
something.
one more time?
His last piece of merch bought in 31 was the Screamers tumbler,
Uh,
the freestyle one, which I think is the lie. It's a very specific lie.
What was your first one, Jonathan?
My least favorite zone of all time is the horrors of Halloween, the opening zone in 31.
I mean, that was a very bad zone, but
sticking
there
with
was
the number.
also. I guess you didn't go to some of the early years where the zones were literally just black walls.
You know, I started going in 28.
You're talking about Night Maze?
Night Maze, yeah.
How did I know, Mike? The moving gates or whatever.
Yeah, they were just fences so that they would move around. I'm gonna go with that is true. I'm gonna say this one.
The which one?
What was the last one? It was something about killer clowns.
My favorite section of Marathon of Mayhem, like that was, it was divided, was the Killer Clowns section.
Oh, that's definitely true.
That was the
second one.
Yeah.
So it's the second one, I would say. It's the lie.
The tumbler.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the most random, like arbitrary thing.
Arbitrary. It's too specific, right, Mike? It's like way too specific.
It's very specific, but at the same time, I could see maybe when it's super discounted, him randomly buying it, and him remembering him distinctly buying it because he's like, "Why the fuck did I buy this?" You know what I mean?
Fair.
So I'm gonna say, Horrors of Halloween is not your least favorite scare zone ever.
Okay, let's go over them. The first one that I didn't have time to make a third option, so I put something easy. My favorite section of Marathon of Mayhem was obviously Killer Clowns from Outer Space. The next thing, the last piece of merch I bought in 31 was in fact the Studio Screamers Freestyle Tumbler.
Let's go.
And
why would you spend your money on that?
No.
I knew it.
It was I remember I told you this too, Duff. I think I mentioned it like when we all met, like the last like minutes before you guys started doing your TikTok live. But basically, I was on Discord. I found a deal, and I was like, "Oh well, the freestyle tumbler is discounted, like incredibly discounted. It's super cheap, and it comes with the refill. Like you just can get it refilled automatically." I was planning to already refill the cup I had, but it was cheaper buying the tumbler with the refill to get the freestyle, the freestyle recharge. So I bought it instead, and that was the last piece of merch I ever bought for 31.
My reasoning was wrong, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely remembered it. My least favorite zone is not Horrors of Halloween, even though that zone was not very good. It is and probably will always be for a long time Crypt TV. Even if I'd say, like, technically it was kind of better in a way, I don't think so. I hated it. I had no fun in Crypt TV at all. At least Horrors of Halloween had Pumpkin Lord there.
That's fair. All right. So, my last ones. I started going to HHN because of American Horror Story. My first year of the event was the only year I didn't have a frequent fear pass. And Eugene proposed with a piece of HHN merch with the ring inside of it.
I think it is your second one is the lie. I think you've not had it for multiple years.
Yeah. I am going to go with that one. Although I think I would guess that Eugene would propose with some sort of wrestling thing, which I know that you guys have had wrestling type things involved in if it was your wedding, maybe not the proposal. I recall seeing that before we were close friends. But but Duff would know the answer.
Oh, that's so unfair.
So I'm gonna go with 2. I'm gonna go with 2.
That's great reasoning, Mike, and that's why I'm going to go with 2 as well.
So you're technically right, Duff, but I have had a frequent fear pass for multiple years. Like, that's rude. It was my 3rd year I got it, not my 2nd year.
I said you didn't have it for multiple years.
Yeah.
I didn't say you didn't.
Oh, I was like,
You know what
dude. I was like,
Like
I've had
there were
it for
multiple
2,
years.
I knew you.
There were multiple years you didn't
Yes.
have one.
No,
is
that
what
is
I was
fair.
saying.
I didn't live here. I didn't need
exactly.
to. But he did propose. He proposed with the Bride of Frankenstein metal lunchbox.
Yeah, that one I knew.
Yeah.
So that was a gimme.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. And
I knew
Duff should have
AHS
gone
too.
last.
That is 4 points for Duff. By
Yeah,
the way.
Duff should have gone last.
All right, I will go. And I should have written them down because I had them all prepared in my head, and now I can only think of a couple of them. But I'll just roll with it. I have never had a twisted tater. You might have to edit this because I totally forgot what I was going to say.
No, I'd like to leave it in this way. This is great.
You might have to go first, Duff.
Okay,
Because
I can go. That's fine.
totally
Yeah,
forgot.
got
I had
this.
it all planned out, and I totally forgot.
I know the 3 I'm going to use. Okay. My favorite ever place to pregame for HHN is at Rest in Peace Stogies in City Walk. My favorite incarnation of Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure was the farewell tour in HHN 27. And my favorite ever house shirt was last year's HHN 31s.
Dang.
I'm probably gonna be wrong, but you've been going so many years.
Jonathan just called you old.
I think it's the Bill and Ted one. I don't think you liked 27. I don't think that would be you said it was your favorite one.
I feel
Yes.
like
I don't believe that was your favorite one.
that's my thing is I feel like Duff said that it was one of the better years. But I don't know if it's his favorite. I don't know what
That one had a
Stogies
bunch of
is.
they had like issues where they had to literally change it last minute because there was like it was a whole shooting thing and
Mhm.
there's problems with that one. And so I just don't believe that would be his favorite. There was too many issues for that to be his favorite. That's my reasoning.
I want to go with it. I really do. The City Walk one, I don't know what the fuck that means. So I've never heard of this place, so you could have made that up, but I'm not gonna pick it, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the second one.
Groupthink. I'll go with that as well.
Okay. So my favorite shirt of all time house shirt of all time, specifically house shirt, was HHN 31s. I thought it was the best design by far.
It's great.
I have been in Stogies maybe 2 times ever while it was open, so it was not my favorite pregame spot
God damn
at
it.
all.
I didn't know what the fuck it was.
Yeah,
The farewell tour was my favorite version of Bill and Ted's.
Really?
Dang
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. It might have been
Okay.
sentimental reasons, but yes,
it.
it is.
What
my
is
favorite.
Stogie?
It was
like a cigar
cast
bar.
member. It was known
Okay.
for being like the team
member
member
spot, yeah.
It
It did have really cheap beers and shit though.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it was
But I
like the
like
team
maybe
member
went
hangout.
twice ever.
I was
Yeah.
not a local, so
And it closed in like 2014 or something.
2014.
Yeah,
I
no.
remember. Yeah, it was like there was like an uproar when I was a team member
Mm.
that it was closing. Yeah.
So I could only drink there legally for like 2 years, anyways. One
All
night,
right.
anyways.
I have a thought of what I was going to say. All right. So I have never had a twisted tater. My favorite house from 2014 was Halloween, and number 3, up until recently, I did not buy the house shirts because I did not like them.
Don't mind me. I'm trying to figure out what houses were at HHN24.
Wow. Okay, I can go 2 ways with this. I think I know which one it is. I'm gonna sit here and think, Jess, if you want to try to guess.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna need you to say them again.
I
I'm
have never
sorry.
had a twisted tater.
Okay.
My favorite house is Halloween. My favorite house from 24 was Halloween, and up until recently, I did not buy the house shirts because they were always bad.
So right off the bat, I don't think Halloween was your favorite house because I feel like I've heard you say you like Dollhouse. Wasn't Dollhouse in 24?
Yes, it was.
I'm gonna go with that. I feel like Dollhouse of the Dam was your favorite house in 24.
Oh, go ahead, Jonathan.
No, I don't necessarily know what your favorite house would have been for 24, but looking at these options here, I think, yeah, I don't think it was Halloween.
So I think I know something that's gonna make me say something different because I know you're super like kind of sentimental about Halloween because you used to like take breaks on the stoop of the house, so it's kind of a special thing to you. So I'm gonna say it's not that, and I'm pretty sure the reason, like you, or not reason, you just didn't buy house shirts before. So I'm gonna say that's your lie.
All right. So, Duff, I do talk about taking breaks on the stoop a lot, but that doesn't make it my favorite house. Unfortunately, my favorite house was Alien versus Predator.
Still was I was right, but I was wrong.
Yeah. I have never tried a twisted tater. Just doesn't seem
Wow.
like it was
Okay.
something I would like, and
Overrated.
I just never used to buy the housewares the shirts, but I have now recently started to collect them and have gone back to buy some of them, the ones that I wish I had bought at the time, but I just didn't usually buy them because I didn't like them. But now I'm sentimental about the years that I've gone, and I've tried to gone back to try to buy them.
Boo. Oh,
So that
well.
was true.
All right, I got 4 points. I think that wins it. Is that correct? Anyone else get 4?
Nope.
I don't know.
Let's go. I know you
Yeah.
didn't, Jonathan. It's okay. Yay, I win the fake game.
Two truths and a
Yay!
lie.
I think we have some voicemails.
I definitely think we have some voicemails. Hey, you guys should tweet your 2 truths and a lie, or what is it? X Zeet? What?
It will be tweet.
Don't remind me of that.
I have to
It's a
say it
tweet.
just because it causes Jonathan physical pain. I'm sorry.
There will be no
It's H. It's not X.
yeeting
It's
or
H.
zeeting.
I think Zeet. I think it's Zeet. All right.
Or
There's
leave us
no-
a voicemail
Yeah.
Or leave us a
with your
voicemail with
2
your
truths and a
truths.
lie.
Ooh.
We'll have to wait like a week to find out who
But we'll guess
got
them.
it right. But yeah, we'll guess them.
Yeah. All right. First voicemail.
Hey guys, it's Rob from Orlando. Just calling in to touch on Stranger Things. I think it's going to be awesome. I couldn't be more excited for this house to come. I really wasn't feeling it in the beginning when it was just rumors, but now that it's kind of come to fruition and kind of going back and rewatching season 4, I couldn't be more excited for this with the other things that potentially could come that we're still waiting on, i.e. monsters. And this, to me, is going to be an amazing year. The only thing I'm a little bit weary about is the merchandise. I'm a huge merch guy, and so far I've gone to look at all the merch that's come out, including the Stranger Things 4 stuff, and just haven't been feeling it. So I kind of hope this isn't a precursor that we're going to have a great year in terms of the housing lineups, but the merch is going to suck. I hope not. Anyways, can't wait to hear what y'all have to say. Take care.
Thanks so much for the voicemail, Rob. Appreciate that. As far as the merch, I think we all agree from the preview merch, it has not been phenomenal by any means.
Yeah.
I said what I said about Vecna. I stand by it. I'm sorry.
Vekusi?
No, Vecnut.
Oh God.
Hey, Duff said it first.
But yeah, no, merch has not been great. I will say I fully expect it to be better at the event. Preview merch, you just kind of get one shot. You really just want to say, here's the property, and that's the important part, right? So I think we're going to get better versions of this merch come the event.
Yeah.
I hope so. Like, I got the Last of Us shirt because I wanted a preview shirt, and I do think I'll end up liking it, but it's definitely, not what I wanted out of a Last of Us shirt. Obviously this is preview though, so hopefully we get some better ones.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely get some other stuff. We'll definitely get a Hellfire shirt and stuff like that.
Oh, they got to sell that. Yeah. Just like the Scoops Ahoy shit that they sold at 29. It's going to have Hellfire Club this year.
Absolutely.
And I'm happy you came around on Stranger Things 4. One more thing for you to be excited about. I know that we're all pretty excited about it as well. I think it's a property that'll fit really well. It's the best season of Stranger Things 4 in HHN House, I think. So glad you're excited for it too.
Yeah. All right. And one more voicemail.
Hey there, HHN365 crew. This is Mark and Kleinhans. And I was thinking obsessively, because, that's what I do, about Stranger Things going to HHN on both coasts this year. And I had a crazy idea. I know Universal would never do this, but I was really hoping that you would humor me in this. What if on the East Coast we get Hawkins, Indiana, and so we get the Creel House and the Hawkins National Lab and all that fun, spooky stuff. And then out in California, we get all the Western or West Coast locations. So Ruth, Nevada, Lenora Hills, California. We could have the shootout between the good and bad government agents in the buyer's house. We could have Project Nina and the invasion of that by the bad soldiers. All bunch of, I think, really interesting potential possibilities there. And then, of course, whenever Universal gets around to doing HHN Russia, we could do all the Russian prison stuff. So let me know your thoughts. And also, by the way, the Beetlejuice musical was a great disappointment, I have to say.
Ouch.
Oh, wow.
Well, I mean, it's not for everybody. I will say that. I get that. So, what do you guys think about the East Coast, West Coast?
Yeah. Mark, I think the idea is phenomenal for someone who goes to both events, especially. Like, would love that. As you mentioned, it'll never happen, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But the concept of that, I would be all for it personally.
Yeah, I think they toyed with that idea last year with Legends Collide, saying like that would, two different stories. That would be a really fun concept to keep trying that until it actually works, because last year I hear it just really did not work.
No,
It did not.
And that it's one thing to try it with an original story that you've created versus an IP where people have expectations of what they will see,
Yeah.
So I feel like, especially in that scenario, Hollywood probably gets the short end of the stick with what they get.
Yeah, not as many scares, but he did lay out how you could do it. You can.
Oh yeah, it could work for sure. But I mean, HHN Russia, yeah, that's definitely got to wait for that. That's the money.
Absolutely.
What if you added the Russian scenes into the California stuff that he said? Then you could potentially pull out a house.
That's
because
true.
you got the
That's true.
Demogorgon and stuff.
I mean, I think it could work, technically speaking, and how you create a house, but it all just comes down to they will not split the IP like that.
No.
I think it could work, and there's enough There's like 3 completely different storylines and so much different imagery that you could split this into like 3 different houses, and each house would work on its own.
I mean, I would love to see a Surfer Boy pizza in one of these houses. It's just
Oh,
probably not going to happen.
I don't care about seeing it in a house. I want to see it outside in the food court.
Mm-hmm.
Try before you deny.
Here's the thing. I'm not a huge pineapple on pizza guy. I am a huge jalapeno on pizza guy. So I will eat it. I will happily try it.
That. Exactly.
Like you said, try before you deny.
Hey, that's the motto I live by.
That's what I tell my kids all the time.
Last July.
All right. Is that all the voicemails?
Yep, that's it.
All right. Well, then that is the show. Let's wrap it up. As always, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at HHN365 and on TikTok at HHN365pod. You can join our Discord. The link is in the description. And we have a merch shop at HHN365.com. Leave us a voicemail at 407-906-4134. And we'll see you in the streets.